Welcome back to Podcasting 2.0 in Practice. Let's start by locating transcripts on Apple Podcasts. If you want to simply read a transcript without listening along, you can find this by scrolling down through the show notes of the episode. As you can see in the chapter art for this episode, you can tell that Apple are using my 2.0 transcript by the words provided by Podcasting 2.0 in Practice. Apple-generated transcripts will be labelled here as automatically transcribed. To listen and read, as James mentioned word by word, on the play screen, click on the speech bubble icon with quotation marks inside of it. Now the transcript shows on the screen with the words highlighted as they are spoken. In this screen, the play controls to pause, skip, etc. are hidden, and I got myself in a bit of a pickle trying to pause and accidentally skipping forward in the transcript instead. So, make sure you touch the screen in an area without text to bring up those controls. Head back to the play screen and you'll also see an icon of a bulleted list, which if you click on it will bring up the chapter list, if the podcaster has put this in, of course. Hang on a minute, Claire. I thought Apple only supported 2.0 transcripts. Well, that is true. Currently, Transcripts is the only 2.0 feature that Apple supports, if you tell it to. We're getting on to how to do that in a minute. But back to the chapters. Do you remember when Daniel J. Lewis talked about legacy chapters? Yes, it's revision time. So that's what we're seeing here. These chapters have been added to your media file by your hosting company, which is lovely and better than a poke in the eye. Just remember, however, that because these are not 2.0 chapters, or cloud chapters, as Daniel also called them, they cannot be changed at a later date, like 2.0 chapters can, and they do not support images or links. To instruct Apple to use your 2.0 transcripts instead of their own, sign into your Apple Podcasts Connect account, which you will have set up when you first distributed your podcast to Apple. On your podcast page, click on Availability on the left of the screen, and under Transcripts, click on Display Transcripts I Provide, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. There is a pic in the chapters. Visit creativityfound.co.uk/podcasting to find out more about my guests and access lots of useful podcast resources. If you'd like to get in touch, you can send a boost. But if you haven't got to that lesson yet, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram account at Podcasting 2.0 in Practice. Are you thinking of starting your own podcast and looking for a little advice from someone who started from scratch and hasn't looked back? That's me, by the way. Then book a podcast startup sanity check with me so we can work together to clarify and simplify the process of starting a show. I have been podcasting with Creativity Found for 4 years. I have won and been shortlisted for prestigious podcast awards, been a guest on other people's shows, and attended many podcast-specific events in the UK and US, where I have made lots of podcasty pals across all genres. For my second show, Podcasting 2.0 in Practice, I have had the privilege of talking to industry experts as together we teach creators how to benefit from and implement the latest Podcasting 2.0 technologies. In this paid 4 hours chat, we can talk through your content idea, how to record, which platforms are worth the money, how to get your show to all the listening apps, what you need to know to future-proof your show, and much more. Please note, I will not tell you how to have a chart-topping show in your first week, nor how to pitch to sponsors. I will, however, act as a mentor whom you can run your ideas and questions past. The decisions you make with the knowledge you gain are all your own. Visit creativityfound.co.uk/podcasting to find out more. And there is, of course, a link in the show notes.